Hello everyone, welcome back to the Green Team Academy. My name is Andrew Millen and I am your host. Today's episode is brought to you by EcoOps. Today's subject is actually on deforestation, and for those of you who do not know much about deforestation, deforestation refers to cutting, clearing, and removal of rainforest or related ecosystems into less biodiverse ecosystems such as pasture, cropland, plantations, logging, mining, oil, gas, or cities, homes, anything like human-made, man-made, or to benefit man-made products. That would be what deforestation is. Deforestation gets rid of a vast amount of ecosystems, a vast amount of animals' homes, birds, mammals, reptiles, insects, everything. Deforestation is a destroyer of our environment. And it's honestly really sad in 2020 to, on top of all the other unbelievable things that have happened this year. It is truly devastating to see that deforestation continues to just be an issue within society, and American companies are not helping. There are things that people can do, routes that people can take, policies that people can follow in order to cut this out, but companies such as Starbucks and McDonald's are some of the world's leaders in perpetrating the problem of deforestation. If you look at the statistics, McDonald's has more than 36,000 locations over 100 countries. It's burgers and sandwiches, and their sides even are made with significant amounts of beef, soy, palm oil, and obviously you can't forget about the paper packaging, plastic straws. In 2015, over 120,000 metric tons of palm oil were used by McDonald's. That's an outrageous number. You don't generate 120,000 metric tons of anything without needing a large supply of natural resource. And in this case, we are talking about trees and forests and wildlife and vegetation. These companies conduct billions of dollars worth of business all around the world. They shouldn't be allowed to continue destruction against the environment. It's completely unfair to what, in my opinion, is a basic human right. I am a firm believer in that humans deserve to have a healthy environment surrounding them. And these, billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar companies are doing absolutely nothing to help. These are real-world problems. These are things that are affecting us as the days go on. These aren't going away. Each year, forests are lost as large as Panama, the country, Panama. In 100 years, there could be no more rainforests on planet Earth whatsoever. We're losing an area of forest as large as 20 football fields every single minute. These are outrageous statistics. Up to 28,000 species may go extinct due to deforestation in the next quarter century alone. And obviously, as many of you know, without trees, human life wouldn't be here. So what can we do? Is there anything at this point in time that we can do? Most deforestation is agricultural, and it's hard to do much about that. One thing you can do is purchase your produce from farmers who engage in sustainable agricultural practices. You can also cut back on your usage of paper products, get rid of your paper newspaper, and use the internet for your news. You can buy ebooks. There are many things that you can do to reduce your imprint. You can also take a stand politically on issues of deforestation and demand higher levels of regulation from your national government. In some countries, serious efforts are taken towards preservation. 3/4 of Costa Rica is protected land. Ask your government to create more parks. Give to nonprofits who support your cause. Share your enthusiasm for nature with others in your life, friends, family, loved ones. As many people may not know, deforestation and climate change actually ride hand in hand together. Scientists expect climate change to have wide-ranging effects for the world's forests. Changes in weather patterns, rainfall distribution, and temperature will probably result in the transformation of some tropical forests into drier forests, and then shift other more drier forests into more tropical forests. Forests may recede in some areas. The predictions that I've seen on some of the research that I've done is the southern Amazon, the Congo Basin, Borneo. There's some African regions as well that are going to be heavily impacted. Sea level will rise. It'll kill coastal lowland forests, including mangroves. The countries that are the most heavily impacted are Russia, Brazil, Canada, Indonesia, and of course the United States. These are just, 5 or 6 of the dozens of countries that are affected by deforestation every year. And this is just deforestation rankings since the 2010s. Other things that are being done to help the deforestation effort, there are tons of activists out there, hundreds of people that are fighting for the cause to help, maintain forests and a greener environment. There's been sustainable forestry efforts. This consists of timber harvesting methods designed to do as little damage to the environment as possible, while replanting trees after logging, limiting soil erosion, and they also mitigate damage to wildlife habitat, and they maintain water quality. These are the cornerstones of sustainable forestry. There's also erosion control. One of the leading causes of deforestation is clearing land for agriculture, as previously mentioned earlier in the episode. The removal of the tree canopy and plowing of clear-cut areas makes the land more prone to erosion and the loss of topsoil. The end result is less productive land that has been seriously degraded. Farmers are continuously clearing new terrain to replace depleted fields. There are methods that can be used to help maintain soil quality and include matching crops and farming techniques with soil and terrain to reduce erosion. Preserving soil quality will reduce deforestation because cleared areas can be farmed for much longer without having to resort to clearing brand new land. There are, countless other, ways that people are helping and methods are being stricken up by governments and agricultural experts. Stewardship practices have been taken to a new level. Stewardship involves monitoring logging activities to make sure that all land use laws are being followed, including ensuring the rights of landowners and indigenous people. These are all efforts that governments have taken to help. But obviously, with the statistics that I've riddled off throughout this episode, it's not enough. There aren't enough people talking about this issue. Yes, there is activism on the topic, but I feel that we need to be doing a better job as a society of making sure that people understand who's responsible for this, why this is happening, how this is happening, and also what we can do to help the issue. Because the biggest problem with this is a lack of knowledge. I feel like it's people taking advantage of the fact that people do not understand the true implications of what deforestation can do to our future. It's not, yes, this may not be something that affects us in the now, but it definitely may be something that affects our children, and it definitely will be something that affects their children. So comes a time where we need to sit back and ask ourselves the future that we want for our children and our families, friends, loved ones. There are many things to take into account, but it starts with you, and it starts with you placing your votes in the correct areas, doing your research, and making sure that you are up to date on the topic, because that is the only way that we can tackle this, is knowledge, people understanding, not letting big business step on the little guys anymore. That'll be when we can truly take action into our own hands. We got the right steps right now. We're in the right direction, but there are still many, many things that we can do to ensure the final change of this travesty that is deforestation. I would like to give one last shout out to our sponsor, EcoOps. They have been a fantastic partner of ours, and they are always focused on a greener future for our world. They use social media to promote awareness of climate change and environmental issues, with the goal of stimulating change at social, political, corporate, and individual levels. Thank you again to EcoOps, and thank you again to the audience and every single listener. And maybe, just maybe, someday we will see the end of deforestation. It's all about getting the proper messages out there, voting in the correct leaders, representatives, all from local government all the way up to commander-in-chief. These are the crucial years that we need to act upon. These are things that cannot persist any longer. I'm glad that you joined me on this week's rendition, brought to you by EcoOps. Thank you guys for joining me again, and until next time.